While medical tube misconnections are rare, they can be damaging and even life-threatening. A joint effort by the International Organization for Standardization, ISO, to prevent wrong route delivery of fluids and gases is currently ongoing. The overall objective is to specify designs of small-bore connectors for various clinical applications in order to reduce the likelihood of tubing misconnections. The ISO 803693 is expected to be published as an ISO standard by mid-2015 and will be called ENFit. This video will explain the transition from Nutricia's current enteral feeding system, using mainly lure and funnel sets and tubes, to the new ENFit enteral feeding system. Nutricia's priority is to avoid customer disruption as much as possible and ensure a smooth transition to the new ENFit standard. Currently, Nutricia's tubes and sets use either the lure system with compatible male and female ends that connect directly, or a multiple step connector on the feeding set that connects to a funnel on the tube. The ENFit feeding set will have a female end that will not connect directly to the male lure connector on the feeding tube. To overcome this, Nutricia will supply our ENFit feeding sets with a pre-assembled female transition connector, allowing the set to be connected to the male end of the lure feeding tube. There is an additional transition step connector in the pack to permit connection to a funnel tube. These adapters can also be used to flush a lure or funnel tube with a new ENFit syringe. This transition system will be in place until the male ENFit feeding tubes become available and the connection will once again be direct. There will also be a change to the medport connection. Currently, lure NPSA syringes can be connected directly to the lure medport. These syringes will not fit into the male end of the ENFit medport. To overcome this, Nutricia will supply a pre-assembled transition connector with ENFit medports. This transition connector will permit lure syringes to be connected to the ENFit medport. The adapter can also be used to flush an ENFit tube with a lure syringe. This transition system will be used until the ENFit enteral syringe is launched, at which point the connection will once again be direct. Nutricia, in conjunction with other leading manufacturers, suppliers and distributors from around the world, will follow a transition plan for the introduction of the ENFit system. This transition plan is anticipated to take 12 months and is expected in the UK, Ireland and Australia. From September-October 2015 onwards, feeding sets with the new ENFit connectors will be available. These feeding sets will have ENFit transition connectors on the medication port and on the patient end. From March 2016, enteral feeding tubes with the ENFit connector as well as enteral-specific syringes with the ENFit connector will become available. Nutricia anticipate a 12-month transition period. From late Q3 2016, ENFit feeding sets without transition connectors will gradually replace the transition sets. Loose transition connectors will be available for a certain period after the transition. Launch timing may be subject to CE mark and other regulatory approval. Please check with your local representative to confirm precise timing and product availability. Nutricia is fully committed to introducing the ENFit system, enhancing patient safety with minimal customer disruption. For more information about the transition to the new ENFit standard, country-specific timelines and other supporting tools, please visit the Nutricia FlowCare website or contact your local office or representative. This initiative is founded by leading manufacturers around the world in the field of enteral devices to facilitate the communication around the introduction of the new ENFit standard while minimizing the disruption to customers and patients. Additional information about the ISO 803693 standard, as well as practical information around the standard, can be found at the following website.